Hi, I'm John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy, with another Global Real Estate School podcast. Welcome to the podcast. My name is John Mayfield. I'm the real estate tech guy, and this is episode 069. So thanks for watching this live podcast on my Facebook Global Real Estate School business page. And of course, as always, we will take the audio off and we will publish this to our iTunes podcast account. So if you're watching us on iTunes, thank you so much for joining us there. I'm going to go through a short math problem on today's podcast. And I apologize, I should have put this, as you're watching live, I should have put the question in the show notes, but I failed to do that. But I'll do that as soon as I'm finished. If you're listening to this on iTunes or you're listening through Podbean, the question will be in the show notes down below. But I want to go through just a quick math problem. I know that many of you will be listening to this, so I'm going to go through this very slowly and methodically so that you understand this without having to watch the podcast. If you're watching us, I'm in my studio at home, so I'll be actually drawing on the board, and you can watch this as we do this podcast and math problem. So if you're not subscribed to the Global Real Estate School Facebook page, I encourage you to do that today. So here's the question I want to go over with you and have my information right here. Sam, let's just say Sam is a buyer, a developer, and he buys a piece of property. So Sam's going to purchase 1 acre, okay? So Sam purchases 1 acre, and he's going to divide this into 4 equal lots. So we have 1 acre, and we're going to make 4 lots. And remember, they will be of equal size. Okay? Now, the question says that each lot is 200 feet deep. What is the width of each of the lots? So we have, let's just draw this out. We know this is 1 acre. Sam purchases this. We know that Sam's going to, he's going to separate this out into 4 lots, and they are all going to be of equal size. Now the problem tells us that we know this distance is 200 feet deep. What we're solving for is what's the width? Now these are all of equal size, so what's the width of the lots? Well, the first way to solve this problem is we need to know a little bit about square footage. If we know width times length, we can get the square footage in that specific area. And we have 4 of these different lots. Now, if this is 1 acre, and I know that's hard to see, but I'm going to just kind of, remind everyone that this entire parcel is 1 acre. How many square feet are in an acre? Now, I learned this 40 years ago when I went to real estate school, and I believe Del Roach was my instructor at Century 21 at Westport Plaza, and I remember Del teaching us about Route 66. Route 66, Highway 44 for those of us in Missouri. And if you take 66 and multiply it times 66 and multiply it times 10, you will get 43,560. 43,560. This is the square footage in an acre. And yes, hopefully you can see that over there, and hopefully it's right side up as well, okay? I'm going to take my my underlying subtitle off there. So you can see now we have 43,560 square feet in this entire parcel, in the entire acre. Now, the question wants to know what is the width of each lot. If we multiply length times width, we get the square footage. So, since we know there are 43,560 square feet in an acre, all we really have to do is divide 43,560, and we're going to divide it by 200. Okay, so let's grab the calculator and let's take 43,560 divided by 200, and that gives us, when we do that, 43,560, that will give us 200, let me just make sure we're doing that again, 217.80, and when I divide that, because remember this is going to be 217.80, that would be this entire length here, right? 217.80, but there's 4 equal lots, so we just divide that by 4 and we get 54.45 feet. Okay, so you're going to see some questions like this on the real estate exam, and for the folks listening by podcast, I'm going to walk you through this again, so don't panic if you're listening and you don't have the ability to watch this. We took the 43,560 square feet. That's what's in 1 acre. And you can get that by taking 66 times 66 times 10. Remember, root 66, okay? Root 66. There's an old song called Route 66. Get your kicks on where? Route 66. So just take 66 times 66 times 10, and you will get 43,560 square feet. Put that to memory. That's the square footage in an acre. Now, if we know that's the square footage in an acre, if we divide 43,560 by 200, because that's the depth of the parcel, that gives us 217.80. That would be the width for the entire parcel. Because if we took 217.80 and multiplied it times 200, again, length times width, we will get the square footage in an acre, 43,560. But remember, the question said Sam, the developer, bought the acre. He wants to split it into 4 equal lots that will be the same size. What is the width of each lot? Well, since 217.80 is the entire width of the parcel, 217.80 times 200, we just need to take the answer we got, 217.80, divide it by 4 equal lots, and we get 54.45 width for each lot. Okay? So remember, length times width will give you the total square footage in an area. And just read the questions carefully, because they may want to say, what's the total width of the entire parcel? They may throw those 4 lots in there of equal size, but in the stem, the answer, what they want you to answer is, what's the width of the entire parcel? Or what's the width of each lot? In this case, we were doing what's the width of each lot, 54.45. Well, I hope you enjoyed this podcast. Yes, there's math on the exam, but hey, you can do it. It's not a problem. And don't let that discourage you from going after your dreams. So, again, if you're in Missouri or South Dakota or Kansas, we'd love to have you as a student. We're trying to get approved in other states. We're working on that. Just takes some time, but we're working on that. We had some folks from another nearby state that reached out to us today, and we're working on their state right now. But if you need help, regardless of what state you're in, go to globalrealestateschool.com. We have some practice exams that you can purchase. We also have digital flashcards you can purchase. And by the way, we are really upping the game on the practice exams with some really, we're adding many new questions. We're adding audio feedback. I mean, we're adding a lot of, I thought the practice exams were great, but we're really enhancing those. So if you need help, if you're in New York, if you're in Minnesota, Florida, Oregon, California, go to globalrealestateschool.com and check out our practice exams. They're national specific, but I guarantee you they will help you pass that real estate exam. Check us out. You can also go to Help Me Pass the Real Estate Exam. I do some live streaming there. But as always, thanks for watching and listening to episode 069 for Global Real Estate School. I'm John Mayfield. Thanks again. Thank you for listening to the podcast for Global Real Estate School. I'm John Mayfield, the real estate tech guy. Go out and make it a great day.